Hi, I'm Miranda, and I am the winner of the System High Rule, and I am beyond excited about this season. I have a really good feeling about this season. I even wrote a handbook for myself for All Stars specifically after I had won my season with a bunch of if this happens, do this, or if that happens, do this. But the problem is, people are unpredictable. People are always unpredictable, and I think my reputation's gonna follow me into this game, so I expect to be targeted pretty much right away, like I was in my original season. So I'm fully prepared for that, and I'm ready for whatever's tossed at me. The system is all about being self-aware, knowing where you stand, and having the intel to do what you need for yourself to avoid elimination, because there's always at least one way out in this game. In my season, I wasn't in a very good position from the get-go because I had just made an enemy by, suggesting to Tony and Jace that we go against Matthew's big plan. So we put Nick Mana in the chamber, and Matthew didn't like that very much, so I had made an enemy with him. However, I was able to round up an underdog army, and they believed that I was in a worse position than I actually was, while I was still maintaining relationships with Team Sequester. So despite being in the chamber the most times out of anyone in my season, I always had that golden number of votes, and I always had enough people to save me when I was in danger. So a little bit into the game is when Adrian started to go on a troll rampage and started stealing a lot of people's prisms, and I was one of the ones on the short end of the stick for that. But what's kind of cool is that at one point, I had kind of fucked up by doing this, but it worked out well for me. I used a few of my prisms before Adrian stole them all, and I had put myself in kind of a weird popularity. I knew I had a low popularity with the prisms I had used because not all of them went through, and I meant to bust myself backwards. I forgot what the term for that is, but like go negative, and get back to 28. So I got a little help from my friends, and I used my social relationships with Tony and Steve to use more black modifiers on me to save my popularity. So that was pretty cool. It's time for me to stop talking about myself, but one last thing, in my original intro video, I spoke it into existence that I was going to win the System High Rule, and I absolutely did. So, you know what? I'm gonna be the winner of the System All-Stars.